I'm going to the market today. What's going on?
5 minutes late.
Alright, I'm back at the farmers market and I'm getting ready to take some beets out to the tent to restock. It's kind of a sad day. It's the last week for kohlrabi, rhubarb, and garlic scapes. But that does mean that there's a new window for other vegetables out there, including purple radish, white daikons, and many more. Come to the market, check it out. So today is Sunday and is a leisurely day, which is a perfect day for me to give you guys the grand tour of the property. We're going to start here in the rolling house. This is where we planted our third planting in succession of our tomatoes. And then right over on this side over here, we planted the fall crops of all of our broccolis, cabbages, and cauliflower, which in my opinion is actually the best. When it gets that frosty, cold temperatures at nighttime, I think it really sweetens up the crops. Let's go check out the other 3 greenhouses. Alright, so if you were an avid watcher of the show, you'll have seen these last 3 greenhouses here in succession. They were the bare root house, the seed house, and then this was the lettuce house. Now, in the same succession, the bare root house has turned into the pepper eggplant house. The seed house has now turned into the pepper ginger house. And then this lettuce house has finally turned into the eggplant house. Let's go check out the other 2 greenhouses, as well as some of our winter squash out here. Okay, so now we're back in the hill house. This used to be the beet and carrot house. So now it's been transformed into the tomato house. All the beets and carrots have been harvested. The ground has been mulched, and we're still walking on the boards to prevent soil compaction. So let's go through this house here, check it out. Go through the big house, which is the exact same thing, the same model, beets and carrots, and then switching to tomatoes. When I was growing up, I was a huge fan of these books called Where's Waldo? I always found it interesting to see how quickly you can locate the little man with like the red and white striped shirt, the blue pants, and then the hat. So the point I'm getting at is that tomatoes are a lot like that. So there are 3 different worms that attack the tomatoes. And so what I like to do is I go through the greenhouse and I look for any plants that are missing leaves. Once you find that, then you look around the plant to see if there's any little tiny hand grenades. They're like, and they come in 3 stages. So the first stage is like lime, bright, wet green. Then you have like a medium stage, and then you have a dry brown, almost like a blackish little nugget. So then if you find that the one is really shiny and fresh, you know the worm is nearby. If it's brown and black, it was probably from last week, or maybe it was already picked off. But today I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna poke around in here. While I'm giving you guys a tour, I'm gonna poke around this greenhouse and see if I can find any tomato worms. So going down here, not seeing any missing leaves just yet. Here's some missing leaves. Oh, there he is. Got him. So there's 3 different kinds of worms. There's a lime green worm, there's a black worm with red stripes, and then there's another lime green worm with like red, I don't know, like red dots on there. It has like a red tail, and the tail kind of curls up sometimes and tries to stab you, but the thing's harmless. It can't get you. The best way to get rid of these worms, well, let me just show you. So the bottom field is categorized into 5 sections. You have the west, which is what we're currently standing in. Then you have the Midwest, the middle, near east, and finally east. Right now we're standing in the garlic patch, which tomorrow marks the very first day of the Brockman's Great Garlic Harvest. Every one of these seed heads is for this is a garlic scape, which is always harvested in the springtime, and right when it gets more fully erect, then it becomes woody and unedible. So this is the stiff neck variety, and then if you go right over here into the Midwest section, you'll see that we have a different variety of garlic. This is the soft neck variety, and they don't have any garlic scapes on them. Let's keep checking stuff out. Now we're in the middle section, and I want to talk to you guys about something that almost every farmer knows about, and if you ever gardened in your backyard, you also know about this. There's a particular bug called the Japanese beetle. This beetle eats everything. Like, there is no leaf that they will not eat, but they are a lot like us in the fact that they have specific plants that they like to eat a lot more than other plants. So what we've done out here in this area, in the middle section, is we've left a lot of weeds because we feel like the Japanese beetles eat more of the weeds than they do of the plants. So let's go check it out and find out which ones the Japanese beetles like to eat more in particular. Oh, man. Okay, so one of the favorite plants that the beetles like to eat is the basil plant. So right next to the basil plant, this is called buttonweed. Henry and I think that the Japanese beetles like to eat buttonweed just a little bit more than basil. So we've left these here not to attract them, because we know that the beetles are going to come to your basil no matter what you do. But if you just let this go here, maybe you can get at least 2 more harvests out of your basil before the Japanese beetles totally decimate it. I mean, you could totally see that they turn any leaf into a skeleton. All you see left is just the veins. So let's go check out the basil real fast and see what kind of damage they have on the basil plants. Alright, so this here is 3 rows of basil. I'm guessing it's about 75% of them are all over the buttonweed and only 25% are on the basils. So it's like leaving your weeds and not being too picky about pulling out all the weeds and make sure everything is totally clean and meticulously weeded. You can actually leave some weeds and get some benefits out of it. So we're still in the middle section, and I want to talk to you guys about something very important. So climate change is happening, and Henry has this idea: instead of fighting it, we're going to adapt to it. So these 3 rows right here, these are a test plot of no-till tomatoes. Whenever you till the soil, you disturb the structure, you allow a lot more air to go through there, and you break down all of the weeds and anything that's living in there. Then the ecosystem that's in the soil has to rebuild it. Whenever we get these erratic rainfalls, and lately the rain has been coming, probably the last like five years or so, the rain becomes really heavy and really hard. And then you go 3 or 4 weeks without any rain, and then you get a heavy storm again. Instead of these light gradual rains that we used to have, now there's a lot more heavier ones. So in the May, we got 4 to 5 inches of rain, and then late June we got 4 more inches of rain. So Henry is adapting to climate change by testing right now how to do no-till so we can maintain the soil structure. Here we have 3 rows of no-till tomatoes, and then we have 3 more rows on the other side of tilled tomatoes. We're going to see the difference between the two as the year goes on. Then right over here we also have about 4 rows of no-till cucumbers, and earlier in the springtime we did no-till lettuce, no-till onions, and so far I think that no-till is actually producing equal to the same amount as you would get in other crops.